There's a child, growing up, he thought he was perfectly okay. He goes to kindergarten. He goes to his first day of kindergarten, and the guy in line behind him tells him he's fat. And he wonders, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with me? He goes to a different school, and a teacher, the PE teacher, calls him Ham and focuses specifically on him whenever he runs the track or does any activities in PE class. Later, he goes on to middle school, and even there, the PE teacher decides to call him Hubba Bubba and scrutinize him whenever he's doing physical activity. This is because in today's society, it has become okay to bully, to harass, and to discriminate against people who are considered overweight. I'm here to tell you today that it is not okay. And I'm here to tell you that no matter who you are and no matter how you are, this is a place where you should be accepted. In 1959, Mattel released a toy, a doll, called Barbie. Since then, Barbie has been the model for how young women should be, that perfect body that women should try to get. We look at models like Heidi Klum or Tyra Banks, we see these perfect figures, or should I say these perfect figures. Figures that are slim, figures that fit man's quality, the figure that everybody wants to be. But what about the people who don't have this figure? This is how it is now. People see this status quo and they have to live with the fact that they aren't meeting it. In Hollywood, it is seen to be as though women who are bigger aren't fit. Jennifer Lawrence was voted the sexiest woman in Hollywood. The sexiest woman in Hollywood, yet many people have called her too big for Hollywood. They've told her she was fat. You see people like Jennifer Hudson, who had a figure, who was successful despite her size. And you see her, because of Hollywood standards, because of America's standards, and the discrimination against overweight people, you see her go on a rampage to lose weight. You see people like Lady Gaga who have been called fat. There are celebrities who have figures that aren't considered overweight, figures that are not an endangerment to health and are not an endangerment to anything, and that do not define who they are, but they have been called overweight. This is Hollywood attacking overweight people. Even Washington, even the government is discriminating against overweight people. First Lady Michelle Obama, since her husband has become president, her staple, her mark that she plans to leave on America is a healthy America. But in this attempt to make America healthy, she has singled out and she has ridiculed people who are overweight. These rampages, these things make people seem like they are not okay for being who they are. They make people believe that it's not okay to be you. We want you to be our standard. We want you to be what we think is perfect. It is time for change. It is time for change because it's hurting our people. Even on the playgrounds, people are being hurt. Children are being hurt. In a study done by a Philadelphia graduate student, a Philadelphia doctoral candidate, it was shown that students who are overweight tend to miss more class. Students who are overweight show up less than their counterparts who are considered fit. This is a playground, a scene where children should be okay, but yet here they are ridiculed. The reason students miss so much class, according to the study by the candidate, was 1, bullying and teasing by other students. Like the student mentioned in the introduction, students are bullied for being who they are because what they are and the way they are is not normal. Another reason overweight students tend to miss more school is because they would like to avoid strenuous activity. In America's rush to get our students in shape and to make sure we live healthy lives, We have singled out students and let them know that they just aren't comfortable and it doesn't matter. Everybody has to take PE. I asked this question: what part of physical education is dodgeball? What part of physical education is running around the track? You are not being educated by running around the track. Instead, you are being forced to do something. And students who are overweight feel that they just can't do it, that they don't fit in this part, and so they miss the school. Another thing that what's happening now, the discrimination by the media, the singling out by the media of overweight people, is that it's leaving psychological effects on our people. In a study by Yale University, it showed that students who are bullied are 9 times more likely to commit suicide. Now, in that same study, it showed that weight accounts for 40.8% of bullying. So if you put 2 and 2 together, you put the numbers together, you see that bullying because of weight and single people out and discriminating because of their weight is so harmful that it can cause people to lose their lives. Now, some people believe that this discrimination and this push to motivate people to be healthy is saving their lives. But if you are hurting someone and singling them out to the point where they don't feel comfortable with who they are, then you are ruining their life. And with statistics like this, with the number of people who are likely to commit suicide because of bullying, because of weight, because of the media's discrimination, you're not saving lives. You're not meeting your quota. Now, thousands of people, thousands of Americans in particular, suffer from eating disorders. And one of the most popular eating disorders is anorexia. Anorexia results when people believe that they just don't fit. They see themselves as different. In the illustration here, you have a woman who is skinny, who is slim, who has a slim figure, and she looks in the mirror and she has a distorted self-image, and she sees herself as fat. Now what happens here is she sees that the people in the media are slim. The people in the media, these perfect models, these perfect celebrities, they have these perfect bodies, and she feels that she will never be perfect. She feels that they won't accept her because of who she is, and it affects her self-image, it affects her self-esteem, and it affects her emotions. The effects of this discrimination, the effect of this bullying, it can lead to people feeling depression. It can lead to self-isolation. It can lead to self-acceptance issues. And it can lead to eating disorders like anorexia. So what can we do? Stop discrimination now. And the number one way we can stop this, discrimination is by just saying no. By letting the media know that we will not take this. By letting the media know that we accept our people. We need to teach acceptance in schools. Everywhere we go, parents need to teach acceptance for who they are. There was once a time where people were discriminated against. In fact, it still is a time where people are discriminated against because of their skin color. They cannot control their skin color, and we are fighting for that. There's a time where people, and they still are, discriminated against because of their sexual preferences. That can be controlled sometimes, but we're still fighting for it. Here is body image that has no say in how a person is on the inside, no say in who a person is, and we're not fighting for it. Well, I say it's time we stop standing by and start fighting. We need to stop the media. We need to stop these perfect bodies from being the status quo. We need to show that here in America, people come in different sizes. And quite frankly, the size doesn't matter. Finally, you should know that you are not alone. That there are people out there who fight for people despite their size. There are people out there who stand for people no matter what size they are, no matter how they are. Because there are people that know that people come in any size and it doesn't affect who they are on the inside. Because people have the capacity for acceptance. The colonists came to America to seek refuge. They didn't feel accepted by King George. They didn't feel accepted by Britain. They didn't feel accepted for their religious beliefs or for who they were. And here we are in this land. We have to accept our people. Understand that the scale does not define a person. The number they see on that scale, it doesn't matter. It doesn't show who they are as a person. And there are organizations like the National Association for the Advancement of Fat Acceptance that stand for this. So you are not alone and there are people with you. I am not standing here to tell you that it is okay to go and gain weight. I am not standing here to tell you that it is okay to go out and be unhealthy. But I am telling you that it is okay to be you. I want you all to know that no matter who you are, no matter what size you are, you deserve to be accepted, because size doesn't affect you. And we need to spread fat acceptance because people deserve to be accepted. Understand this, if your health is an issue, then your health is an issue. But to go out and ridicule people, to go out and pressure people to lose weight is not the way. We don't want people to say they won't eat to fit a body image. We want people to feel accepted. Thank you.
Thank you.